What if I told you there's a mountain so mysterious, so sacred, that no one has ever been able to climb it? A place where science and spirituality collide, and where even the bravest adventurers have turned back, terrified. This is Mount Kailash, home to Lord Shiva, and a place shrouded in secrets that defy explanation. Why does Shiva live here? And what happens to those who dare to climb it? Let's uncover the chilling truth. Mount Kailash isn't just a mountain. It's a mystery that has baffled scientists, explorers, and spiritual seekers for centuries. Standing at 22,000 feet, it's not the tallest peak in the world, but it's certainly the most enigmatic. For Hindus, it's the abode of Lord Shiva, the destroyer and transformer. For Buddhists, it's the center of the universe. And for scientists, it's a puzzle that refuses to be solved. But here's the thing. No one has ever reached its summit. Not because it's too high, but because something strange happens to those who try. Today, we're diving into the scientific mysteries, the chilling real-life incidents, and the spine-tingling legends that make Mount Kailash the most forbidden place on Earth. So, why hasn't anyone climbed Mount Kailash? It's not like people haven't tried. Over the years, several expeditions have been attempted, but every single one has failed. Some climbers have reported sudden, unexplained illnesses. Others have experienced terrifying hallucinations. And then there are those who simply disappeared. But it's not just the climbers. Even planes avoid flying over the mountain. Instruments malfunction. Compasses spin wildly, and pilots report strange magnetic anomalies. Scientists have theories, but none of them can fully explain what's going on. Is it the mountain's unique shape, its magnetic fields, or is there something more supernatural at play? Let's start with the mountain itself. Mount Kailash isn't just any mountain. It's a perfect pyramid. Its four faces are aligned almost exactly with the four cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. Scientists believe this isn't a coincidence. Some even suggest that the mountain could be a man-made structure built by an ancient, advanced civilization. But here's the kicker. If it was man-made, who built it and why? The precision is mind-boggling. The angles, the alignment. It's almost as if the mountain was designed to harness some kind of energy. Then there's the magnetism. Mount Kailash is one of the most magnetic places on Earth. Compasses don't work here. Electronic devices fail. Even the weather behaves strangely. Some researchers believe the mountain sits on top of a massive underground network of water channels, which could be creating these magnetic fields. But others think it's something far more mysterious. Could the mountain be a portal to another dimension? A gateway to the divine? The locals certainly think so. Now, let's talk about the climbers. Over the years, there have been several attempts to conquer Mount Kailash, and each one has ended in failure, or worse. Here are some of the most chilling real-life incidents that will make you think twice about ever setting foot on this mountain. In the early 2000s, a team of Russian climbers set out to scale Mount Kailash. They were experienced, well-equipped, and confident, but as they approached the summit, things took a terrifying turn. One by one, they began to experience severe headaches and dizziness. Then, they started hearing voices, whispers that seemed to come from inside their own heads. The voices warned them to turn back, telling them they were trespassing on sacred ground. Terrified, the climbers abandoned their expedition. When they returned to base camp, they discovered that their hair had turned completely white. To this day, none of them can explain what happened. In 1936, Austrian mountaineer Herbert Tichy attempted to climb Mount Kailash. He was an experienced climber who had conquered some of the world's most challenging peaks. But Kailash was different. As he ascended, he suddenly found himself disoriented. His compass stopped working, and he lost all sense of direction. Then, he claims to have seen a group of shadowy figures moving toward him. Panicked, he turned back. When he returned to his team, he was pale and shaken, refusing to speak about what he'd seen. He never attempted to climb Kailash again. In 1985, a team of Chinese climbers set out to conquer Mount Kailash. They were well prepared with the latest equipment and years of experience. But as they climbed higher, they began to experience severe altitude sickness. Except it wasn't normal altitude sickness. Their symptoms included hallucinations, paranoia, and a feeling of being watched. One climber even reported seeing a giant figure standing on the summit, staring down at them. The team was forced to abandon their climb. When they returned, they were all diagnosed with a mysterious illness that doctors couldn't explain. Some of them never fully recovered. In 1996, a Spanish climber named Miguel Zarate decided to do the unthinkable, conquer Mount Kailash. Despite warning from locals who told him the mountain was cursed, he laughed it off. "I've climbed tougher peaks," he said. But as he ascended, something changed. He later radioed his team, his voice trembling. "It's like the mountain doesn't want me here. I can feel it pushing me back." Ignoring his own fear, he kept climbing. Then the radio went silent. When search teams reached his last known location, they found nothing. No tracks, no gear, no body. It was as if the mountain had opened its jaws and swallowed him whole. To this day, no one knows what really happened to Miguel Zarate. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of Mount Kailash is its spiritual significance. For thousands of years, it has been revered as the home of Lord Shiva. According to Hindu mythology, Shiva resides here with his wife Parvati and their two children, Ganesha and Kartikeya. It's said that Shiva meditates here, and his energy permeates the entire mountain. Pilgrims who visit Kailash often report feeling a profound sense of peace and connection, but they also warn against trying to climb it. They believe the mountain is protected by divine forces, and anyone who disrespects it will face dire consequences. One of the most spine-chilling incidents involves a team of British climbers in the 1980s. They were determined to be the first to conquer Mount Kailash, despite warnings from locals about the mountain's curse. As they ascended, the weather suddenly turned violent. Snowstorms raged out of nowhere, and temperatures dropped to life-threatening levels. But what happened next was even more bizarre. The climbers reported seeing strange lights flickering around the summit. Lights that seemed to move intelligently, as if guiding or warning them. One climber claimed he heard a deep, resonant voice saying, "Turn back, or you will never return." Panicked, the team decided to retreat. But as they descended, they realized something was wrong. Their equipment had mysteriously vanished, and their maps were blank. It was as if the mountain had erased all evidence of their journey. To this day, none of them can explain what truly happened up there. So, what's the truth behind Mount Kailash? Is it a natural wonder, a spiritual powerhouse, or something beyond our understanding? The answer might be all of the above. Science can explain some of its mysteries, but not all of them. And maybe that's the point. Maybe Mount Kailash is meant to remain a mystery, a place where the physical and the spiritual worlds meet, and where humans are reminded of their limits. Whether you believe in the legends or not, one thing is clear: this mountain commands respect. And for those who dare to challenge it, the consequences can be terrifying. If you're as fascinated by mysteries like this as I am, hit that subscribe button, because trust me, this is just the beginning.